Well, here's the thing. We're all humans, and this is, in fact, a training flight. Now, that doesn't mean that this is a brand new rookie learning to fly the helicopter. These training flights, especially if you're in a guard like I was, these can be currency flights. So you have pilots that are current and qualified in the airplane that need to remain current in the aircraft, any number of things to require this training flight to be proficient and mission ready to fly your aircraft. So you have a monthly and annual routine training flights that you need to fulfill. But that means that, well, maybe one guy's a little bit rusty and maybe he's off a little bit during this training flight because night vision goggles are restrictive into your as to your ability to see your peripheral vision. So night vision goggles are kind of like looking through a couple of tubes. Though they help enhance the night vision, they also restrict your ability to look far and wide. So crews, when they get in a brightly lit area like this area, Washington, D.C., they oftentimes need to either pick the goggles up, get them off their head, or look underneath the goggles, or rotate between looking through the NVGs and under the NVGs. So they can be restrictive as to your ability to see the peripheral vision. So now you've got the two pilots on board the helicopter. If they're on night vision goggles, struggling to see the airliner between the city lights behind them, and if there's a TCAS notification on the screen down below them, one pilot may be down trying to sort out the TCAS alert on the screen. The other pilot may be up looking for the airliner. He may be locating the airliner that's a mile or two behind him or the airliner that took off in front of him. He may have misidentified the airliner that he is supposed to remain clear of. That we just don't know at this point. All of this is controlled by DC Tower. However, the airline is on his tower control frequency, and the helicopter is on a separate frequency flying the helicopter visual route. That means the tower controller can hear both aircraft, the helicopter and the airliner. However, the airliner cannot hear the helicopter, and the helicopter cannot hear the airliner. And that's a big piece, a big part of the missing part of your situational awareness when you can't hear the other side of the conversation. Because as soon as you know that you are switching from runway 1 to runway 33 and you've got traffic coming down from the north, you kind of know that at some point you're going to come very close together on your approach to runway 33. There is going to be a conflict if somebody doesn't do something. So it would have been better to have slowed the helicopter down or stopped the helicopter altogether. Instead, I believe the controller was relying on the helicopter remaining at or below 200 feet and clear of the airliner's approach into runway 33. But that's a very tight fit. I mean, we're talking visually missing each other just by hundreds of feet.
Yeah, so when the tower gives you a traffic alert like that, um, you are required to call a visual and that you will maintain visual separation. That takes the responsibility off the tower. If you don't call that you have visual and will maintain visual separation, then they basically have to hold you until the aircraft is clear or until you get a visual on it. So once I, as a pilot, I call a visual and I will maintain visual separation, then it's on me to maintain that separation.